At the age of 7, I returned home. I returned home from Gurukula, my first educate, the Vedas, and other subjects. At home, I spent my time studying, serving Mother, and performing the ordained rituals. I was eager to become a monk. But Mother wanted me to be a householder. She wanted me to be a householder so that I could support her in her old age. She did not want to give permission to become a renunciant, a sannyasin. But by divine providence, I got the opportunity to become a sannyasin. One day, everything changed when I went for a bath in the river near my house. A crocodile caught my leg and began to pull me inside the river. I called out to Mother, "The end of my life has come, but if Mother gives her permission for sannyasa, the crocodile might release me." Mother, in desperation, gave permission. I immediately took apata sannyasa, emergency sannyas, and I mentally renounced the world. The crocodile at once released me. And thus, with the aid of a crocodile, I obtained permission from Mother to become a sannyasi. I promised Mother that I would come to her side at the moment of her death and perform her funeral rites. This comforted Mother, and I left my home and family. Some years later, as Mother prepared to leave the body, I did return to her to fulfill my promise. The urge arose in me to meet this great soul. I was told that he is now known as Govinda. And that he resided in the cave. And so I journeyed. Narmada River, I learned from the people there that a great yogi was indeed staying in the cave. This yogi had remained in trance for a very long time. I immediately went to the place where the cave was located. I lit a lamp and I went around the cave 3 times. After prostrating at the entrance, I went inside the cave. There, I saw the great sage sitting in a corner in samadhi. His body was very thin and emaciated. His long hair covered his face. I prostrated before the enlightened sage, and with folded hands began to pray to him. Sage Govinda slowly opened his eyes and looked at me.
Who are you?
I am Shankara.
Who are you?
I am Shankara from the village of Kaladi.
No, who are you?
Shiva Keva When all else is taken, Shiva Kevaloham, Shiva Kevaloham. Not castes or life stages, nor rules of just conduct. I'm not meditation, I'm not yogic practice. The sense of I and mine which rested on non-self have all been abandoned. Happened. The day was about to dawn. Padmapada and I were on our way to the river Ganges for bathing. A man of low caste. A man of low caste came across the road. He was an untouchable. A keeper of cremation grounds. Considered the lowest of the hierarchy of castes. I was raised as a Brahmin. The highest priestly caste. I shouted at him, "Oh, untouchable, go away!" But he persisted in approaching as if he had every right to do so. Once again I commanded, "Oh, untouchable, keep away! Keep away!" But the answer this man gave startled me.
To which are you referring as the untouchable, this body or the true self? Is not this body also made of dust in the same way as your body? Does the true self ever get polluted? How can the true self, which is present everywhere, keep itself at a distance? Is there any difference between you and me if the true self pervades all? Huh?
This is not an ordinary man. One who has described the nature of the self in such a simple language. Really not ordinary. Is not this inner enlightenment a form of Shiva's grace? He is Shiva. From the standpoint of the body, O Shiva, I am your servant. From the standpoint of the soul, I become a part of you and the self of all. From the standpoint of the self, I am pure consciousness. This is my settled conclusion, reached with the help of all Vedic scriptures. Om Namah Shivaya,
Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya. Yeah.
As natural as an amalaka fruit in one's hand. May I name you Hastamalaka? It is your amalaka fruit.
Definitely. Hastamalaka? Yes, it means seeing the world in the totality.
And will you be my disciple?
Yes, definitely. I will be a disciple.
So we traveled. We taught the doctrine of the unity of the self with Brahman, the absolute. We definitely hoped to rid people of their superstitions. In Sringeri, Shankara, I established our first monastery. Also in Sringeri, another disciple came to me. He was very industrious and very devoted to me. I named him Totika because he could recite brilliant verses in Toteka meter.
Knower of the treasure trove of Upanishadic scriptures, on your faultless feet I meditate in my heart. Be my refuge, O Shankara. Oceans of compassion, save my heart that is tormented by the misery of the sea of birth. By you the masses have been made happy. You who have an intellect skilled in the inquiry of self-knowledge, enable me to understand the wisdom relating to God and the soul. Be my refuge, O Shankara. For saving those of us in the world, the great assume various forms and wander in disguise. Of them, you shine like the sun. O best of teachers, you who are compassionate to those who have taken refuge, the treasure trove of truth. Be my refuge, O Shankara.
You become sannyasin, renunciants, companions, teachers, disciples. Namaskar. To Kashmir. In that lush valley of Kashmir, there was a great temple dedicated to Saraswati, the goddess of highest knowledge. Her temple was called the Temple of Omniscience. There were 4 doors facing north, south, east, and west, leading into the temple. Within was a throne, the seat of omniscience. It was reserved for one with infallible knowledge. Scholars and philosophers from the east, west, and north had unsuccessfully attempted to enter by their respective gates. No one had tried to enter by the south gate, being from the south. That is what I resolved to do. As I approached the south gate, I was challenged. I was challenged in debates by the leaders of various groups and sects. I prevailed and all 4 gates opened. As I was about to ascend the throne of the Temple of Omniscience, Mother Saraswati tested me with questions. She was pleased with my answers, and I ascended the throne of omniscience. Salutations to Devi Saraswati, who is the giver of boons and fulfiller of wishes, O Devi. When I begin my studies, please be standing always.
Saraswati Namastubhyam Varade Kamarupini Vidyarambham Karishyami Siddharbhavatu me sada.
Salutations to Devi Saraswati, who is the embodiment of all goddesses, who has a tranquil form, who wears the moon, and who is the embodiment of all yogas.
Saraswati Namastubhyam Sarvadevi Namo Namah Shantarupe Shashidhare Sarvayoge Namo Namah.
Who is eternal bliss, independent, whole, and complete, who is the supporter of all knowledge, who has large eyes, and who is the embodiment of pure knowledge. Salutations to her. is the essence behind all knowledge, who always radiates the joy of divine bliss, and who is present in all forms, who is full with all perfection, who is ever fresh, and who is all-knowing. Salutations to her.
सर्वज्ञाने सदानन्दे सर्वरूपे नमो नमः सर्वज्ञायै सदानन्द सम्पन्नायै नमो नमः
Who is the master of yoga, who is Uma Devi, and who is the bliss of yoga, who is the embodiment of divine knowledge with 3 eyes in the divine form. Salutations to her.
योगरूपे रमादेव्यै योगानन्दे नमो नमः दिव्यज्ञायै त्रिनेत्रायै दिव्यमूर्ते नमो नमः
Who is present in the form of knowledge and intelligence, and who embodies knowledge itself, who is present as the essence behind different scriptures and in different forms. Salutations to her.
ज्ञानविज्ञानरूपायै ज्ञानमूर्ते नमो नमः नानाशास्त्रस्वरूपायै नानारूपे नमो नमः
Who is Mahadevi, who is Mahakali, and who is Mahalakshmi, who is Brahma, Vishnu, and Shiva, and who is the most adorable Brahman. Salutations to her.
महादेव्यै महाकाल्यै महालक्ष्म्यै नमो नमः ब्रह्मविष्णुशिवाख्यायै ब्रह्मरायै नमो नमः
South with Bharati, Saraswati. Each of these monasteries functions to this day. Having fulfilled my mission at the age of 32, I was soon to leave my body. I would soon disappear into the Shiva Linga in the high Himalayas. My disciples requested that I give the essentials of Advaita Vedanta teaching to them in these 10 verses. The Atman declares, the 5 elements do not express my real nature. I am changeless and persist forever. I am above castes and creeds. I am seen when Maya is removed. I have no parents. I need no Vedic rituals, no sacrifices, no pilgrimages. I am the eternal witness. None of the teachings of various religions and philosophies reveal my true nature. They are but shallow views of my deep being. I pervade the whole universe and am above, in the middle, and below in all directions. I am colorless, formless, light being my form. I have no teacher, scripture, or any disciples, nor do I recognize you or I, or even the universe. I am changeless, the absolute knowledge. I am neither awake, in deep sleep, or dreaming. I am above the consciousness with which the three are associated. I pervade everything, everywhere, eternal and self-existent. The whole universe depends on me and becomes nothing without me. I cannot be called one, for that implies two, which is not. I am neither isolated nor non-isolated. Neither am I empty or full. Dear Death, you have been with me since birth. Do not hesitate. Please come. Let us be one, blissful. Every drop of water from the sky merges with the sea. The true self is infinite. Death, please come.
Namah Shivaya, Om 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 Namah Shivaya.